Hi everyone, I'm Zinat. I'm a PhD student at George Mason University. I'll be presenting on behalf of my team from Mason and our collaborators from Temple University and Ohio State University. The title of our paper is Collaborative Job Seeking for People with Autism Challenges and Design Opportunities. So, when people are searching for job, their success highly depends on the fact how well they communicate. To strive in the job market, people usually build a network, ask help from their close social surroundings, and communicate with the employers. So it is really important to utilize social connections and communicate well with others. But for people with autism, this can be very difficult. One of the big reason is that people with autism communicate differently from the neurotypical people. Individuals with autism struggle to understand social cues, mix with new people, and have challenges understanding the nonverbal communication. Prior studies gave importance to improving the assistive technology or building an inclusive workplace for the employer's perspectives. However, very little focus has been given on understanding how people with autism collaborate with others to manage their efforts in job searching process. Learning more about this can help us come up with new technology to better assist them. So, in this work, we extend our understanding of how current CSCW driven design are built from neurotypical perspective, and they can impose specific challenges for people with autism in their job search process. Our work offers following contribution. First, our study one explains the reason, strategies, and challenges that job seekers with autism face when collaborating with their social surroundings. Next, we suggest some design spaces for collaborative autism job seeking. Our study 2 demonstrates how designers can instantiate their ideas using the prototypes that are perceived as useful. Finally, we provide implication for designs that can inform researchers and practitioners to shape the future design of collaborative autism job seeking. Now we will talk about our first study. So we had total 20 participants from three type of stakeholders. Our first type is individuals on the autism spectrum who are seeking jobs or sought job in the past. The next type is social surroundings, autistic individuals, family members, or friends who have helped in their job search. And the third one is the expert, who are professional job coaches or advisors and have experience in helping autistic individuals' job search process. Next, we conducted semi-structured interview. We asked questions with the four directions. What are some major challenges? What are the current collaboration practice? What are some limitations in current technology? And wish list for future tool. Uh, Then for data analysis, we have followed an iterative qualitative coding process. There were three coders and total time we spent around 6 months to finish our coding. Now we will talk about our findings. So our participants talked about the barriers that are associated with their autistic characteristic. So we call them internal challenges. For example, managing multiple tasks, switching between tasks, and they tend to interpret language in a very literal way. They struggle with the socializing, and they are not very good at handling emotional distress or rejections. So we identified four internal challenges: their executive functioning, communication style difference, networking, and emotional dysregulation. So, for executive functioning challenges, their current coping strategy is simplifying complex tasks, a step by step organization, event reminder, tracking important information. For different communication style, translating a neurotypical language is very helpful for them. This can be done in preparing email or writing interview script in a more understandable way. For networking challenges, connecting with other autistic job seekers and connecting with job coaches is considered to be really helpful. And for providing emotional support, social surroundings can also play an important role. So, based on their current collaboration practices, we have identified following technological needs for internal challenges. The first one is collaborative executive planning, a centralized dashboard to reduce the cognitive load of multitasking. Next is collaborative communication, a groupware for collaborative reading and writing email. Next one is collaborative networking, a platform where people can make connections and share useful resources. Our participants also mentioned some other kinds of challenges which are not directly related to the autism traits but are affected by external factors. We call these external challenges. For example, lack of guidance, being unaware of the process, adjusting resumes, cover letters, practicing interview questions. Interestingly, majority of our participants also expressed frustration about some widely known job searching platforms such as LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster. And another type of major challenge was fighting against the social stigma and neurotypical misconception. So, based on all these perspectives, we have identified four major external challenges for autistic job seekers. Those are limitation in the current job search tools, and they are struggling while applying and interviewing, and shaping the career direction, and finally the social stigma. For shaping direction for career, running pre-assessments and getting advice from career coach is helpful for job seekers. While making applications and interview prep, job seekers often take help from the social surroundings, such as proofreading the email or asking for feedback. As current job search tool cannot meet their requirement, directly connecting with hiring managers is useful for job seekers to get more information. And autistic individuals often face dilemma about masking themselves, and it is very difficult for them to promote and self-advocate for their needs. So, to identify technological needs for the external challenges, collaborative preparation feature can be very useful, where job seekers can work on their application materials as a group, such as writing CV together, practicing mock interviews together. For current job search platform, we have to rethink about their search or filtering criteria so that they can suggest more suitable options for depending on the seeker's need. However, technology cannot fix everything. So, social stigma and neurotypical perception is one of the area that cannot be handled by the technology. In this case, people have to come forward and raise awareness to tackle this issue. So, based on our study one findings, we have identified four design spaces to further work on. They are collaborative executive planning, collaborative communication, collaborative job preparation, and collaborative networking. Now, we will discuss about our study two. So, in our study two, we synthesized our design space and we have built four low fidelity prototypes. In the next step, we have performed a focus group interview with 8 participants from those 3 stakeholder groups, and we wanted to understand their perspective on our design probes. So we defined some human users and AI agents such as seekers, family, expert, employer, and AI respectively. Our first design probe is socially supported executive planning. So there is a centralized timeline view for job list that seeker is working on. The view is shared with other human users. The design will prioritize the highlighting the closest job deadline. Human users can also send message to seeker, and the message can also be sent to seeker's mobile phone. And the family or expert member can also set up some job related notification in seeker's device with utilizing the AI. Our next feature is socially supported communication to mitigate the communication gap between the people with autism and neurotypicals. Job seeker can add multiple word boxes to select the context of the message, and seeker can use AI to generate email message and revise them. They can involve their family members or expert to proofread the email. In the second image, AI can interpret the context and the meaning of the message from the employer, and a seeker can also share it with their surroundings. Our third feature was socially supported job prep. So in this feature, we wanted to support collaborative resume fine tuning and the mock interviewing. So AI will generate some topics about some aspects that seekers should focus on while they are rebuilding their applying for a particular job. And family members can also be included. So for interview prep, expert or family member can generate a list of core question and share it to the seeker, and then this question will appear randomly in an interview format, and seeker has to practice the answers. Seeker can also record or check them later. Our last design is the peer neurodivergent network. It is a platform that can help seekers to find other neurodivergent job seekers and also connect with the job mentoring advisors. They can also share some useful resources with each other. Now we will talk about our study two findings. Our participants found the centralized timeline view is effective and helpful for managing the task. And one concern was raised that finding the optimal settings for the notification for neurodivergent job seekers, which can be very overwhelming. Participants suggested adding confirmation or acknowledge message to ensure that someone receives the message would also be helpful. So our majority of participants felt combining both AI and human perspectives could be comprehensible to mitigate the misunderstanding between the neurotypical and neurodivergent. So this is it is also important to ensure the quality of the AI generated output, as sometimes they can be very too generic or they lack personalization. So AI-enabled collaborative resume building is perceived one of the most useful feature because of its ability to automatically extracting the relevant topics that users should focus on. And one suggestion was given for including alternative forms of commonly asked question, which will be make them more neurodivergent friendly. So our last design was the pure neurodivergent networking. It was one of the most desired feature and perceived valuable by all stakeholder group. So one suggestion was combining this network with the existing social network that may allow access to peer networks connecting with some outside network. So now we will talk about some design consideration. So for current design consideration, our the current search feature in the existing tool lack adaptability and fail to address the needs for autistic job seekers because existing filters only focus on conventional job parameters such as title, location, salary. So they need to include more soft skill based aspects such as team size, sensory consideration, frequency of communication, or level of independence in job roles, which can also make this tool more available to the neurodivergent. Meeting the accessibility guidelines and providing more unified approach for designing web content to support various type of disability can effectively cater to the diverse need for the job seekers. It will be also beneficial to support multimodal formats. For example, when we are designing an alarm, incorporating audio and visual formats that can be customized based on personal preference, that can be also useful to attention seek. So for future design consideration, job seeking can be a really cognitive intensive task. So by applying a set of AI driven intelligent features, we can believe the future design can offload the cognitive burden for the people with autism. When it comes to the group collaboration, future design may benefit by defining a common type of information change in communication, such as what position is seeker is working, or which hiring stage is job seeker currently on, or what type of preparation materials are covered. Lastly, one major challenge in the job seeking scenario is the communication difference. So we think developing an autism friendly context derivation model, it can provide more communication support and it can benefit future job seekers and collaborators. Thank you for listening.